Please, warm welcome for Joe Bates, everybody.
Again, I'm Joe with Northern Air Plumbing and Heating. I currently just purchased the company in January, so it hasn't been quite a year yet, but have been definitely owning and operating my own plumbing and heating company for the last 9 years. So looking forward to even more profitable and exciting opportunities for the next year. So I thank each one of you for being a part of that growth and for my journey along the way. Today, I would like to help each one of you to help me sell more high efficiency furnaces. And just like I said in my commercial, we have several options for furnaces. The best option, the most efficient option, and definitely the option that will pay back the quickest for each one of you is our 97.5% modulating gas furnace. It has a variable speed blower with ECM motor and a lot of other technical things that I don't really care if you know, and you don't really care to know anyway. But the main thing is that if you're in the right situation, as I said before, you could save up to 107% of the energy that your furnace is currently using by switching to this. In the right situation. Some is a little less, and it'll just depend on what you currently have. But that is definitely a scenario that I just recently helped a customer with. We took out an 80% furnace with a standard blower motor, installed a 97% furnace, and she is, as we speak, saving 107% on her energy bill that furnace is using. So, for you all to help me to sell those furnaces, what I would like you to do is pay attention to the next 3 things that I'm going to talk about, because these help me get into the home of the customer and to be able to provide a service for them that doesn't include you knowing anything about the furnace, but it helps me to get in front of the customer to be able to have that opportunity to help them in a greater way. One of those ways is I have another customer who likes to go to Mexico in the winter time. Who doesn't like to go to Mexico in the winter time? I'm looking forward to maybe doing that next year, not this year. But they were afraid to go to Mexico because they weren't sure what the temperature in their home was going to be like. They were worried about the furnace failing and the house freezing and all of this going on. So what I recommended to him was a Wi-Fi thermostat. We went into the home, we were able to put in a Wi-Fi thermostat for this customer, and they have a peace of mind. They can be sitting on the beach, toes in the sand, listening to the rolling waves coming in off of the ocean, flip out their phone if they're concerned, and say, oh, it's still 70 degrees in the house, but it's 90 degrees here. And if they wanted to turn the temperature up or down, they have that option. So people who are vacationers, people who like to go away on vacations, people who like to go away for the weekend maybe, it doesn't have to be for an extended period of time, but maybe just for the weekend, or folks who are down in the cities that have cabins up here that want to keep an eye on their home temperature and be able to manipulate it as they're coming back up from the cities to their cabin. They can turn the temperature up and they can provide, make sure that it's warm enough or cool enough for them when they get there. So thermostats. This is our Wi-Fi thermostat. We also have thermostats that are very basic, that just mount to the wall. You turn it up, turn it down. You don't have any remote access to it. They have the same platform, the same look. The only difference between this is the basic thermostat. The only difference between this one and the Wi-Fi is, from the looks, is the Wi-Fi is a touch screen. So there's that option as well. So people, those 3 categories: vacationers, weekend, go away, snowbird type people, and cabin owners, thermostats. That's one way that you can help me is by telling them about the thermostats if they ever express any concern about being away. Another thing is air filtration. Air filtration is something that is big. We currently have a customer, I'm going to visit them on Monday. The wife has a terminal illness, and dust is a huge issue for them in their home. So what we're going to do on Monday is go through the options to help them find a solution to dust in the air. And as the furnace is running, a filter that is properly installed and properly sized for the exact problem they're looking for, we can help them with that as well. There are different types of filters. There's this filter, which is the base filter, which you change every month. Should change every month. It filters things out like dog hair and dust and dirt, big particles. You can see through it fairly easily, so whatever can pass through there will pass through there. And then there are other filters that are designed to change maybe every 3 months, every 6 months, and even every year. There also are electronic air filters. So when you are talking to people and you're in one of your customers' homes and you can tell that there's dust on the table or whatever, other than having, of course, Ruth come and clean for them, you can give them my card as well and say, hey, we can help reduce the dust, we can help reduce the pollen, and if they have allergies or any health concerns revolving around that, that would be an excellent customer for me as well. Another thing that you can help me to get into the home of customers to potentially sell more furnaces to is to remind them if their furnace breaks down that we are well equipped to handle repairs. What I have today is a selection of igniters that I keep these on my truck because most furnace issues that I run into anyway revolve around an igniter being bad, a pressure switch, improper airflow, which is related to the filter typically, or the sizing of the ductwork, which is a whole other issue, and the igniters. So I carry universal igniters, but there are still several types. This is a Glowfly, and we have some other hot surface igniters that are various shapes and sizes. Some of them are very delicate, so we wrap them in some nice foam padding. But we keep those on our trucks. The service guys keep those on their trucks in order to be able to go to a home, have the stuff with us when we show up, so we don't have to constantly drive back and forth to pick up parts. So really, as my sales people, as I learned yesterday at the member success training, is that I can't, at this point, I choose not to hire 30 salespeople, but rather to have all of you. That's why we come here, that's why we're part of that. So these are 3 things that you can help me with very simply to get into the homes of customers so that I can sell furnaces, which are a much higher profitable sale for me than a repair or replacing a thermostat. But it also helps customers, you and your friends, to be able to have a more efficient, reliable piece of equipment. So remember, when you are visiting this holiday season, if any of those 3 things happen to come up at the various parties that you go to, just remember, hey, you know what, my furnace guy, and I don't even have to be the guy that comes to your house, but I'm your furnace guy in the group, right? You can say, my furnace guy says that he can save you 107% on your furnace, or you can say he can repair your furnace, or hey, here's a thermostat option for you, or there are options for home filtration. So thank you each for being a part of my sales team, and I look forward to passing you referrals and, of course, receiving referrals as we go forward. Thank you. I'm Joe with Northern Air Plumbing Heating.